This is Joubert, chips through, but it's beyond small, but picked up by Williams. Caught just short of the line, he's carried over, and Chester Williams has scored again.
What the Springboks stood for previously, to watch that country, watch your country come together and get behind that jersey, man, is powerful.
Oh, it's amazing now, because I coach the Latis that I coach, they range from 19 to 25, and it's just a completely integrated game.
First time I watched the Springboks was when I was at school and in Zimbabwe, probably 14 years old. And at the time then, we didn't really have DSTV in my house. So I managed to go with a couple of friends to a sports bar. Got to watch, I think, the Springboks playing in the Tri-Nations. I remember watching Gary Touchman and all these, big names, Bobby Skinstad, and I was just in awe of them, All I thought about was being a Springbok. All I dreamed was playing for the Springboks. My dad thought I was making the wrong move. He told me that, I'm coming down to South Africa and I'm going to face some giants and they're probably going to crush me. And I didn't really believe in my ability, so I saw it as a challenge. And I told myself, you know what, now I'm going to prove you wrong. It was daunting, it was scary, and I imagine as a young 18-year-old just finishing school, and I'm leaving my family behind, and now pursuing this dream I had, and actually leaving my home without the support of my dad. And I came here just as, I was labeled as a Zimbabwean kid, and they underestimated me, and I had to prove my worth. And then eventually, before I knew it, everybody started to notice. It is the biggest privilege to wear a Springbok jersey. It's not guaranteed that you have it next week. So every time you hold it in your hands, you treasure it. My friends, and now that I probably can call brothers, made me feel more South African than anything.
Yeah, so I'm Daniel Johannes Vermeulen, nicknamed Dwayne. I actually don't know. My mom doesn't know where Dwayne comes from. My dad worked for a couple of farmers. We moved around quite a bit. Well, a few schools, different schools, from the northern part of the Western Cape all the way to the south in the Karoo, everything. So I had to make friends pretty quickly. had to live and leave them pretty quickly as well. In South Africa, for a young kid growing up, you just want to play rugby. By doing sport, it was actually easier to connect with guys and to slot into a new school because we moved around so much. So it's easy to make mates and to get a good friend, and for the time you're there, you have a out. Playing the game, I have absolutely no regrets. I think the only difficult thing is being away from your family. I think I've spent more time on a hotel bed than, staying at home. It's not the easiest thing to do, and it's not the most comfortable thing to do, because it's always home is where the heart is. Nowadays, it's not just thinking about yourself, but you've got to think of your wife, your two boys, your family, and what you want to teach them. It's also lucky to see them both, taking their first step. So some achievements that I was present, and some things that you just miss out on in family life. Family is everything, and that's also the one thing we try to be when we together with the Springboks.
Ja, ek is Pieter Steef de Tooy. Ek is die 7de generasie van Pieter Stefanus de Tooy. En ek het groot geraak in Rugby Kasteel. Yeah, my grandfather was a Springbok, Piet Spier de Tooy. And yeah, the rumors are he was one of the strongest guys to play for the Springboks. And that's something I always looked up to. But he was quite a young, strong, fast guy. And yeah, that's how I remember him as well. So he exchanged a lot of jerseys with his opponents. It's something special to look at, to see that character of a jersey there. Playing for the Springboks, that's actually what the real thing is to what you leave behind. Het was altijd mijn droom om voor de Springbokke te spelen. In de hoërskool as ons altyd die volkslied gesing het in die saal, het ek altyd net so, soos 'n stuk muur, altyd 'n merkie waarna ek gekyk het na die muur en altyd gedink het, my oë toegemaak en gesien hoe ek op 'n veld staan. En dit was altyd 'n droom vir my van kleins af. Mense al voor staan en mekaar vastrek en saam sing uit volle bors uit en die Springbok ondersteun. Dit is 'n baie sterk band wat jy as speler met die toeskouers ook het, sonder dat hulle dit weet. Dit is 'n ongelooflike lekker gevoel. Jy voel al jy het 'n band met die ou, net omdat hy ook die Springbokke ondersteun. Hy ondersteun jou indirek. Dit is regtig iets baie spesiaals. I just come up to you and just say, you give me hope. And if someone tells you that, it gives you such a satisfying feeling, and it gives you hope as well, that you know you're on the right track. And that's my goal, is to try and give people hope and giving something to believe in.
My mom used to tell me that when I was 1 year old when we won the 95 World Cup, and I was sitting and watching. And when we won, I just started crying because everybody was making such a big noise. Of course, loved the game growing up. Then I saw this, and if you want to really make something of yourself playing rugby, you got to commit fully, So I decided this is the way I want to go. I know it's not that easy, and not a lot of guys is privileged to have a career in rugby. It started off very smooth and unbelievably exciting.
What a remarkable footballer.
My first 3 years was just, you're in this cloud and you almost lose connection with reality, because everything is just going well.
And to see this young man, the complete package, Andre Pollard, Junior World Cup Player of the Year.
Playing in a World Cup, you're 21 years old, it's just an unbelievable ride you're on, and then something like those injuries come across your path. I came back from Japan with a shoulder, and then we actually cleared the shoulder. We said it's fine, we can carry on training. And then after a week of training, I tore my ACL, my knee. So of course that's a 9-month injury. So went in for the knee op, and then 2 weeks after the knee op, I said, listen guys, let's just fix the shoulder. We've got time now. 6 weeks later, I told this guy, listen, it shouldn't be this sore. I know it should be sore, but it's a bit too sore, There was septicemia. 1 in 20,000 people, just unlucky, get it. Once it spreads, and then it's when it really gets dangerous. People lose their lives. You're lying in hospital for 6 weeks. You had more than enough time to think about not just rugby, but life in general. And you get to know who's really your mates and who's people that really care about you. I'm a firm believer of there's a reason for everything. And I was out for about 13, 14 months, so it's quite a bit of time to reflect. And I've just appreciated every moment, every second I could spend with the Springboks and with my mates. Doing what I love at that level. It's just an absolute privilege, and it's a great honor. So I really enjoy and cherish those moments.
Yeah, I'm Malcolm Marks. I was born in Germiston. obviously raised by my mom. Sort of stayed in Joburg a little bit, then moved to Cape Town for 1 or 2 years, then moved back to Joburg, and I've been in Joburg ever since. So it's been a long road for the three of us together, but it's been good. A lot of great times, a lot of sad times, ups and downs, like I think anybody else has in life. To be honest, I've never met anybody like her in my life. Not only because she's my mother, but what she's done and what she's been through, and how she's overcome quite a few obstacles in her life, and she never gave up on us. She sat next to the field, she supported us. I think that I've just taken that with me. I'm never going to give up on myself. And she loves her rugby probably more than I love rugby, which is quite a bit, to be fair. To make a difference, man, to try and show a little boy out there that maybe thinks that he couldn't play rugby or make it, which was my personal opinion on myself before I got to Cares and before I came to the Lions and everything.
He's a big man, Marks. Another line out here for the Lions.
I thought, I'll try, but I mean, there's so many other good rugby players out there. I don't think that'll happen for me. And that was a scary part for me, thinking to myself, like, how many people live in South Africa and how many Springboks have there been?
Well, Malcolm Marx on debut is highly rated.
If you want something and you chase it hard enough, you can get to it. But the key is staying there and actually carrying on working hard to try and better yourself. Don't ever give up on it. Thank you isn't enough for me. I can try and I can say thank you as much as I want, but it's never going to be like what I truly feel. I hope I've made it proud. Myself and my brother, It's one of our, I think, biggest dreams is to make sure that our mom's proud of us.
Suka epai ki ikaslam ikamla izwide. Kuleni kwam dan di kenazi indlela zokutya, so ndanilala ngamanye amaxesha ndingatyanga esuswini, so ndilambile. So when you get so hungry, sometimes you tend to want to go steal and break into people's houses so you can eat. But for me, that's when I went to train. I trained for my school team, and then I would go train for my club, which was African Bombers at the time. And then I would sit there the whole day and watch the first team, watch every single team train. And then I'll get home, walk home when it's dark. Without the people in my community, I wouldn't be the person I am today. Even with my family, they couldn't give me financially, couldn't give me much, but they give me love, support, and time. And that's all you need as a child. Especially when I put on a jersey and remind myself who am I playing for, Everybody who's ever been hungry, everybody who's ever struggled financially, everybody who's walked to school without shoes on. Nami ngoku ndifuna uba ngilaa mntu for abanye abantwana abantu ba-happy lokishi okanye happy ndawo. Babone mna bayazi uba ukuthi noba imvelaphi noba usuka phi ayithethi loo nto uba awukwazi uba kule ndawo ufuna uya kuyo noba une-struggles ezininzi. If ufuna uba le nto iyiyo uzayiwa zoba yiyo emhlabeni. I really think an individual can change South Africa. And sometimes you gotta do something as simple as living your life and fighting for your dreams. And sometimes you just have to tell your story. I'm Siya Kolisi. I'm proud to be a Springbok, but even prouder to be a South African. Hello.
Are you playing for the Springboks?
Yeah, I'm playing for the Springboks.
I want to watch you on TV.
Yeah, you can watch me. You're gonna sing the national anthem.
I'm too shy.
Come, let's sing. Kosi sikeleli Africa. Malupakanyisu pondolayo. Mitandazo yetu go sigelela tina lusapola. Sing louder.